I'd like to formally request that Jennifer Fitzgerald go home for the evening, and I'm going to continue to request that every one of these meetings I attend. This is Joe Imbriano. Mr. Levinson's issue with the sex offender law, he is absolutely correct. You know, lawyers can parse words for a couple $100,000 a year, but the rest of you up here should have an intact conscience, and you should have some sort of a will to fight for what's right, especially for children. Mr. Levinson had a difficult time nailing down several assembly people, including Sharon Quirk Silva, Mr. Jesus Silva's wife. From what I understand, she refused to even deal with this issue when it was brought to the attention that the current law at the state level has no teeth in it. So the only thing protecting our children at this point is happenstance and fate. The Fullerton Police Department is in no position to protect anybody by the way it runs its operations. Our state legislature is in no position to do what's right the way it runs its operations. The only thing we have a chance at attaining is some local control, and that's all been hijacked by phony conservatives and extreme liberals and people that are basically all on the take. I've sat here for 4 or 5 years and watched the machinations at this council. And I'm sitting here wondering why not one of you has called for obstruction of justice charges to be filed against Dan Hughes. That man single-handedly made sure that no credible evidence was gathered to put a drunk driver in jail that night. You know what? If Joe Fells kills somebody on his current driver's license up until the point where it got suspended, you would have all been in some hot water and some liability be on your shoulders. The bottom line is our crooked, corrupt police department, the one that impounded my son's car illegally and then gave it back in the morning without any questions asked, needs to be stripped down and removed and run out of this town. And nobody here seems to have the guts to do anything about what needs to be done to revive this department and turn it into something that's ethical and operating in the interest of administering the law and being just to everyone it deals with. What happened with Joe Fells is tantamount to a banana republic. It's unbelievable. The guy reeks of booze, runs over a tree, tries to get away, and nobody gives him a breathalyzer. And all 5 of you up here have not even called for any serious investigation into the police chief that night. Never mind the public records on the phone records that supposedly don't exist. What is this? I mean, seriously, what is this? Is this the United States? Or is this Cuba? Is it okay for this guy to be wasted and cruise around and get a ride home from the cops? My kid his friend's driving his car, makes a right turn, rolls a stop, and they take his car. This guy gets a ride home. And on top of that, they steal the money out of his glove box. It's got to stop. And Miss Fitzgerald, you need to go home. We're done with you.